Rusting Vaughn up there on that stretcher. Hard to say which leg it is. Langlois shoots it off the boards. Bob Vaughn lets it drive and goes score! Bob Vaughn, it's over. The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup. He gives it into Lemaire back to LaFleur. The Montreal Canadiens have won the Stanley Cup.
Begin with Nystrom. Tonelli to Nystrom. He scores! The Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
Time once again to go back into the archives. Welcome to Vintage Games here on the NHL Network. I'm Dan Pollard. Today we take you back to April 15th of 1986, the best-of-5 division semifinal between the Minnesota North Stars and the St. Louis Blues. The North Stars had staved off elimination in Game 4 by winning to even the series at 2 apiece. Seemingly in control of the momentum and on home ice, North Stars would have to overcome a career performance by one of the Blues in Game 5 to actually win the series.
Greg Millen, he played in Game 3 of the series and helped the Blues to a 4-3 win. Jacques Demers hopes he can do it again tonight. For Minnesota, Don Beaupre, he has played the entire series now for the North Stars. Allowed one shaky goal in Sunday's game, but settled down and was solid for the second and third periods. This fifth game is underway. Hartsburg and Giles on the defense for Minnesota. Broughton with Cicerelli and Bjugstad up front. And they shoot the puck into the St. Louis zone. Back there is Norwood. He's number 23, playing with Charlie Bourgeois. And the Blues covering up. Back of the net, clearing it ahead. Fedorko is on the left side with Wickenheiser and Barr for St. Louis. Fedorko played center ice on Sunday night on the left side of night. Cicerelli is in there. And a shot didn't reach the netminder. Green took a drive. First stop by Millen. Another chance right in close. And Norwood has to hustle the puck out of the end and down the ice.
That's not exactly what Demers was looking for. Again, he wants to tighten things up. Remember, the Blues had the best goals against in their conference. They were the only team under 300. He has to play that way. He can't get into a shootout against the North Stars. Too much firepower in their hockey club.
Not dressed tonight for St. Louis, of course, the injured player, Brian Sutter, and they shortly miss him. Ron Flockhart is out also. He's sitting out tonight. We played just 58 seconds of the first period here in Minnesota. There is no score. The Blues and the North Stars are into a logjam now. Game 5. The winner tonight goes on against the Maple Leafs, and the loser through for the year. A lot of pressure.
Greg Millen has been cut. There was a sequence in front of the net. See the trainer out there now trying to wipe the blood away from his forehead. He seems to have a gash.
Rick Wamsley played in Game 4 in St. Louis. Greg Millen was slated to play in this one, and he's in. He's made 2 stops already, and they were from very close in.
Well, let's face it, this is the pressure situation. And talking to players in both teams, just about everybody mentioned that the most difficult part about the whole situation is the wait, the anticipation. They would like to just get this game going. I think most of the guys would love to have played in the afternoon and get it going instead of having to worry about it the whole day.
Wamsley was out there talking to Greg Millen, but as you see, Millen remains in. There's Wamsley heading to the bench. Just in case he was needed, he was ready to go. No score into the first minute of the first period.
Now, have you heard Don Cherry talking about home ice advantage? You know, home ice is only important to the home team if they're playing well. Because if they're not playing so well, the fans get on their case, and players will tighten up in that situation.
Marouk with Bellows and Nielsen for Minnesota. Down the right side, Ed Beers trying to go in. He was stopped, but at the blue line, Ramage's shot, and that missed the net. Another drive was off the goal. Pavis let one go, and then Ramage again. It was deflected in wide of the net. And Beaupre decides that's enough of this. And he comes diving out of the net. to hang on to it, but the Blues passed the puck around pretty well inside the North Stars blue line.
Well, there's certainly no secret what Jacques Demers would like from his hockey club tonight. Very close checking, line up about 3 or 4 guys across the blue line, force the Minnesota North Stars to shoot it in. He had about a 10-minute meeting on the ice with his team, and he said after the meeting, I feel very confident that our hockey club is going to be ready for this one. It doesn't take any magic words. Each guy knows exactly what he has to do.
Gilmour on the draw. Gets in, couldn't get a shot. He was knocked to the ice by Langevin. Giles is back there clearing it, but Gilmour was there waiting for it. Gilmour sidestepping another check. In on the boards. They hold it. The referee decides to call it, and right away they show signs of, fellas, this is the 5th game. It's all or nothing tonight, and Big Willie Plett is on the ice. He was wired up on Sunday in St. Louis and took early penalties. Plett, number 24. I guess they want to establish things early.
Well, I don't think there's going to be any question about that, Bob, that both teams want to play physical because they have done it throughout the series.
Wickenheiser, 14. We'll get the official call for you in a moment. Giles is upended. The St. Louis defenseman, Pavis, was upended just before that. LaValle goes in and tries a shot. That went off the stick of Hartsburg. LaValle into the corner, trying to keep it in. While the North Stars get it up to Willie Plett. He shoots along one end. It comes off the corner. Back to the big circle. Once again, Wickenheiser. Ahead to LaValle. LaValle up there. He can't get a shot from that angle. Now a weak one off the stick of Giles. Starting to rough it up again in the corner at the far side. McKechnie took his man in on the boards, and Willie Plett to center. Plett played it ahead. Hartsburg coming in. Sharp angle. Right to the goal line. Nearly went in. It looked very harmless. It wasn't a tough shot on a very sharp angle, but these things can happen, and Millen was very shaky, but he jumped on it in a hurry.
Well, Hartsburg makes things happen for this hockey club. He has the ability to carry the puck the length of the ice, can move it, but it was from an impossible angle. It looked like Millen was really off balance, had slipped through his legs, but he was able to hang onto that puck. Hartsburg just feels that the team that tied the series up, which happened to be his hockey club, has the momentum going to this final series. We'll have to wait on that and see if he's correct.
Langevin and Gilmour are the penalized players. The teams, though, are at full strength as the Blues go to center ice. Cliff Ronning is number 7, 5'7". He's 21 years old, and there he is, taking his first hit in a Stanley Cup playoff game. He's up from Canadian national team. He's got a lot of talent, but is he big enough? That's the question. Naslund isn't very big, and he's good enough, I'll tell you. Here's the shot, score! Ron Wilson right through the legs of Greg Millen. 1-0, Minnesota.
Well, keep your eye on Roberts as he takes a perfect feed, and that's where you want to shoot the puck one from the top of the circle. You notice that Millen had not established good position. He's coming out at the shooter. Look at, he doesn't have good balance, and it goes right through his legs. He was going down as the shot was coming at him, and suddenly the North Stars get that opening goal. And Dino Ciccarelli, who has been held scoreless, he mentioned that, you know, we get a couple early goals, and we're going to get them off their game plan of close checking. They have to open it up.
2:53, the time of the first goal in this hockey game. And the North Stars have it. They're in there again. Millen trying to knock it away. Pavis ripped it into the corner. But the North Stars are forechecking the Blues now. St. Louis trying to get it out. They have to shoot it out and down the ice. It's going to be icing with Gordie Roberts back. And Millen now comes over to the St. Louis bench. Let's watch him. Warren Henning quite satisfied, of course, that they have the lead. Now Millen is okay. He goes back in.
Now again, Bob, the hitting continues as the North Stars are applying most of the body work. as they continue to hammer the Blues at every opportunity. Millen is a battler, though. He'll keep challenging the shooters. You'll see him roam from side to side. Here you see Pavis. He took a tremendous hit against the boards and trying to shake off that injury to possibly his leg, maybe a Charlie horse.
Now Pavis of St. Louis has been given a penalty here at 3:20, and a great chance for the Minnesota North Stars. They're leading 1-0.
Jim Pavis, the minor for roughing.
Roughing penalty to Pavis. Bjugstad is 14. Nielsen 15, left it there at the line for Hartsburg. He's going in. Dropped it over to Broughton. Broughton is covered. The Blues had to kill this penalty now or they're in deep trouble.
Well, they've scored 4 goals in 18 tries against this hockey club, and their power play has been working a lot better. And Coach Lauren Henning says the reason why is movement.
Broughton is in on the pass from Nielsen on the boards. He is stopped, and Wickenheiser shoots it down the ice for St. Louis. A minute 15 left in the Jim Pavis penalty.
And what the North Stars are trying to do is the men without the puck, they have to create openings for the puck carrier. Let's see if the Blues can stop that attack.
Once again, it goes right inside the St. Louis blue line. But the Blues trying to clear it out. It got to the line, and that's all. They kept it in. Bjugstad shot. That's off the glass and back to the net. It was deflected. Ramage shoots it down to center ice. Wilson has hit hard at center. But the North Stars in. Marouk going in. Slides a pass. They score! Brian Bellows. Two to nothing, Minnesota.
Well, a 2-on-1 break. And look at the perfect pass that Marouk makes. Now, Millen is out in a challenging position, but I think he probably should have stayed deeper in his net because Marouk certainly did telegraph that pass that he was going over to Bellows all the way. But the reason Bellows scored is all in one motion. He released it. Hey, that's 5 goals for Brian Bellows, and he's been hurt. He's suffering from rib injuries, and it's been very difficult for him to breathe. But he gets the job done when he gets the opportunity.
Bellows got the goal, and Marouk set him up perfectly at 4:40. 2-0 now.
St. Louis Blues, they've got to stop this bleeding now and get settled down in their game plan.
Minnesota with a 2-goal lead early in the hockey game. They're just coming up to the 5-minute mark. Wilson knocked one down. At the line, he kept it in. And the Blues, Cliff Ronning, number 7, just knocked it out. The play is called. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada. The second Minnesota goal by Bellows, his 5th of the series, from Marouk and Bjugstad at 4:40. Wilson had given the North Stars a 1-0 lead at 2:53. A power play goal by Bellows. Out for Ronning. Take this shot as he hit the line to Federko going in. He threw it across in front of Beaupre. And behind the net, now into the corner. Hunter is knocked to the ice. The Blues try to get on the board. Ronning got in front of the net. Hunter is tied up. Norwood pinching in. Lost a chance. Sets up a 2-on-1. Acton going in. Acton! He had the right angle, but the backhander missed the far side. We're offside now at the St. Louis blue line.
There hasn't been much discipline with the St. Louis Blues. You know, when the Coach Demers talked about that checking, it hasn't materialized. They're really not playing the way he wants them to play and cover up those wingers. Because, again, we have a 2-on-1 break. Now, look at how far Millen is up. So Acton figures, well, he's out far. I'll just go to my backhand and see if I can beat him on that side. Puck went wide, but again, the North Stars are creating opportunities. They're skating, and that's the real key. And I think what the Blues have to do is the wingers and play a very important part now. They have to get in front of their checks, slow them down. It's pretty difficult to skate over top of somebody.
Well, they've spotted the North Stars a pair of goals here in the first period. They're nearing the 7-minute mark now. One of the goals while St. Louis was shorthanded. Cavallini played it through the middle. It's picked off by Broughton. He fed it back into the North Stars zone. Broughton coming out again. ran into trouble at the blue line. Once again, Minnesota back, just working the puck around. They're passing him very well in the early stages of this game. Broughton played it to Giles, and he shoots it in. Out of the net, Millen to stop it. He tried to clear it himself up on the boards. And the Blues get it out.
That's your key matchup of tonight's game. Rick Bahar against Neil Broughton. He has to shut him down, and that's what Demers said. He's going to follow him all over the ice.
Bit of tension down there at the Spectrum in Philadelphia tonight. The North Stars get a bit of a breather here. They're leading 2-0. Marouk in again. A hot shot off the arm of Millen, and it goes into the crowd.
Well, Dennis Marouk right now finds himself leading all scorers in playoff competition with 12 points, and he credits just to a lot of hard work. They've worked together as a line with Bellows and Nilsson. Here you see the quick release as he tries for that upper side of the corner, the glove side. But Marouk said that the reason he's played on a regular basis because he's concentrating a lot of his time now on defense. That means coming back in his own end and helping out.
Willie Plett, number 24, out there again for Minnesota. Bukestad around the net. Tried to jam it in front. He did. Broughton was covered, though. And the Blues get it out of the zone. 2-0. North Stars leading. LaValle dropped it across at center ice to the far right wing. Barr trying to carry it into the corner. LaValle got in front but couldn't get a shot on the net. He was covered immediately. And the Stars checking and skating well in the first period here. Shot in again by Plett. Broughton went in after it. Good forechecking by Minnesota. Wickenheiser stopped it with his skate. On the boards with Broughton, and they hold it. No further play. A face-off in the St. Louis zone. I don't know how far the Blues can allow Minnesota to roam, but they have been roaming in this first period. 2 or 3 2-on-1 situations, and you can't go like that.
You're absolutely right, Bob. And there's a discipline that you talk about. And, you know, all players have to have that communication on the ice. If you see one of your players pinching in, for instance, a defenseman, a forward has to come back and cover up. That's why they call this a team game.
Hartsburg to Giles. Giles shot, and somehow Millen, he was hit in the crease area by Willie Plett, but he got his arm up and he made the save.
Willie Plett leads everybody with 33 minutes in penalties, and I talked to him this morning and he said, you know, I should change my name to Ole Olsen and wear Jaffa equipment. Maybe they wouldn't put me in the penalty box any longer. But he said, I have to play my game. Watch him in front. That's what Willie does best. Try to screen the goaltender, make it very difficult for Millen, which he certainly did. And the coach knows that I'm going to take the odd penalty, but I have to play my game.
Norwood for St. Louis. Coming out slowly, slides it ahead to Wickenheiser. A neat play through the middle. Long shot by LaValle is deflected off the net. From the line, that was shot. That missed the goal. Now the Blues try to keep it in. On this shift, looking for a goal. They're trailing 2-0. LaValle chased it. It'll go to Netras at the blue line. Up for LaValle. He tipped it into Barr, back of the net, centered it. Netras did keep it in. He knocked the puck out of the air and slapped it into the corner. LaValle is over there. He'll be bumped by Hartsburg. LaValle looks for it. Hartsburg has it. LaValle on top of him, trying to knock it loose. Wickenheiser in to help. Try to bank it in off the goaltender. By the North Stars, 3 of them, led by Atkins coming in. Atkins pass to Dandy. McKegney. And that shot blocked by Millen. Atkins set him up perfectly, though. 3 of them were away on that play.
You know, Acton took a hit to make a play there. Went right at the defenseman, and he knocked into him, and at the last split second, fed McKegney with a perfect pass.
That was back, but he didn't play the puck, so no icing. Good hustle by Marouk. Pavis dropped into the side of his own net. The Blues, a long pass to Fedorko. That didn't work. Hunter nearly picked it off and went in. Turning is Nielsen for Minnesota to Marouk. Down with Bellows. Bellows couldn't stop the pass. It was a little high. And the Blues turn again. Hunter forced to play it back to Pavis. He got it up on an open wing. And Minnesota just staying very close now to the Blues. They're leading 2-0.
They ever, Bob. And Fedorko has moved from his center ice position to play the wing. Demers felt that he'd get a little more room out there and do a few more things, so they couldn't key on him because he's the leading scorer for St. Louis.
Fedorko crossed at center, but he gave the puck away, trying to play it in for Running. Minnesota back again. Nielsen stopped. Nearly set up a break, but Hunter had to grab the puck from behind. And he was stopped at the halfway mark of the first period. 2-0. Minnesota North Stars. Pass stop near center ice. The Blues trying to get back in the hockey game on the right side. Kozlowski is covered by Roberts. Minnesota covering up well inside their own blue line. And here's a chance, a pass in front. Score! Norwood, the defenseman, was pinching in, and he was all alone. Gary, nobody saw him. And 2-1. The Blues are on the board.
Well, that was an excellent point about the North Stars not giving anything away. They had only allowed one shot up till that point, but Gilmore makes an excellent play. It looked like he was going to shoot it, and somehow he was able to spot Norwood coming in from his left point. Now, defensemen, when the opportunity presents itself to get a good clearing shot, they're going to move in. Where was that right winger? He's got to stay with him. But you notice the North Stars, everybody was over on the right side. Nobody close to Norwood.
That 2-goal lead looked very large the way Minnesota was playing, but now the Blues are back in it with that score by Lee Norwood. And they're in there again. They can't keep it in this time, though. Bourgeois has to come back to Norwood, who has just scored for St. Louis. Picked off by Hartsburg. Hartsburg with Cicerelli setting it up. Cavallini gets away. Broughton is on top of him. Up on the wing. Mahar going in. Let one fly. And the North Stars, Cicerelli poked it out to center ice. Levites, a long shot in wide of the Minnesota net. Gordy Roberts back of the net, waiting there. Roberts is on with Hartsburg. The pass through the middle to the line, a good one. Willie Klett is moving up on the play, and Ramage takes it around the net, and icing is called against Minnesota. 10:18 was the time of that St. Louis goal. Norwood from Gilmore, and Kozlowski also got an assist. That's the second goal of the series for Lee Norwood. 10:18 the time. 2-1, Minnesota.
Well, they needed that to get a little confidence and get some enthusiasm on the bench, because they certainly were sagging. And one goal or one hit or one good end-to-end rush can certainly change things around. So the Blues are on the board. And for the last few minutes now, Bob, they certainly have picked up the tempo. They're skating a lot better. They're skating with Minnesota right now.
No question, they came out flat. And the North Stars took the play right to Greg Millen, right off the bat. They went ahead 2-0. Wickenheiser got the draw. It comes back. Ramage shot. Oh, and Beaupre stopped it, but it looked for a moment as if he couldn't. Boy, Dave, did you hit that one on the nose? Almost identical to that big goal that Sittler scored. Perfect fake.
Just goes to show you, in playoff hockey, Bob, anything can happen. And the Rangers right now are making it very difficult for the Flyers right in the spectrum. That's not an easy place to win a game.
Gilmore for St. Louis won the draw. Bruce Bell at the line. Can't shoot it. He was covered by Acton. Bell again. Acton giving him trouble. There's Ramage shot. Rebound! And Beaupre made that save. And the North Stars shoot it down the ice.
There's an example of what happens when you shoot from the point and have men going at that net. There was a rebound, and the Blues did pick up a rebound shot there and had a good scoring opportunity. So well executed by the Blues.
Ed Beers is in there. Kozlowski scores! Kozlowski getting a power play goal. Only 13 seconds left in the Minnesota penalty. And I'll tell you, Beaupre had no opportunity to stop that one. Kozlowski really drilled it to the lower right-hand side.
Well, the way the Blues have worked on this power play, you'd never think that they were the team that's struggling. But you notice on that one how Kozlowski moved himself into a position away from his check. And it came within inches of being intercepted, but in one motion, he just fired it past Beaupre, and suddenly the crowd is very quiet here in Minnesota.
The Blues are back in it. Time of the goal, 13:33. Kozlowski, a bullet shot, and it's a power play goal, only the second of the series by St. Louis, but a very big one. We're tied now at 2.
Now, one time the shots were 7-1 in favor of Minnesota. Well, the Blues have come back now and have 8 on the boards, plus 2 goals.
Here's Willie Klett coming across the line. McKechnie chasing the puck. But it's Cavallini back for St. Louis. A long shot. Beaupre gloved that easily. Langevin from the corner. Starting out, the defenseman rolled it ahead. Broken up at the far side by Barr. Wickenheiser missed a chance to move in. Hartsburg back up the center. Tried to give it to Platt. He was going the other way and didn't see it. And this pass is off a stick and over the glass.
Well, a good way to keep your head up is make contact at the blue line, and that's what teams try to do. Break up the plays there. Don't allow the centerman to carry that puck over the blue line. Of course, Ramage made good contact against Acton.
On the faceoff with 1:15 left in the period. Langevin fired it in. Here's Willie Platt in after it. He centers it. Blues trying to clear it. Minnesota keeping it in as Platt up the blue line. Set up a play across in front of the net. And it's not up along the boards. Lawton kept it in. Now Gilmore with a minute left in the period. He got it up to Mahar coming in for St. Louis. And that shot blocked. Another shot. And Beaupre had to be careful. He made the save. Going down, he made the stick save. And Willie Platt and Ramage down at the far end are having a few words. I guess Platt would like to take Ramage to the penalty box.
Yeah, and Ramage, he better stay on the ice, and I'm sure Demers talked about that. If Platt is going to get a penalty, let it not be against one of our top players. But two evenly matched hockey clubs. The shot total would indicate that, 10-9. The score is even. Everything that a final game, we've got it. Good hitting, good skating, and a lot of intensity by both players. And Bob, the fans are certainly in this one. Now let's see if we can pick it up. As you saw the red stripe on the jersey belonging to Lewis, watching the altercation with Platt and Ramage. And we will wait to see if there are penalties. Hartsburg is now talking to Lewis.
Now Hartsburg gets involved. And just 48 seconds left in the period, and you know Brian Lewis wants to get this one settled very, very quickly. Get into the dressing rooms to cool down. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we got penalties here.
He wasn't going to call any penalties, but he certainly is now.
We have 48 seconds remaining in this first period. And after 2 goals by Wilson and Bellows of Minnesota, the St. Louis Blues have come back to tie the hockey game on goals by Norwood and Paslowski. And as I said, only 48 seconds remaining in the period, and we're tied at 2. It looked for a moment, Gary, as if Minnesota were going to just run away with the Blues tonight, scoring very quickly and carrying the play to the St. Louis zone. Greg Millen in goal tonight looked a little shaky, but he seems to have settled down.
Well, to the credit of the St. Louis Blues, they kept their cool, and then they started picking up the tempo.
A misconduct at 19-12.
Hunter gets a tripping penalty, and Platt a misconduct penalty. No, just the Platt misconduct. That's the call. Willie Platt of Minnesota, misconduct penalty.
Now, Lauren Henning mentioned this morning that Willie Platt is raring to go. He's all wired up, but I don't think he wanted him to spend 10 minutes in the penalty box.
45 seconds remaining in the period. Platt gone on a misconduct. Wilson cleared it to center ice. Bukestad pushing a high one in. It bounces down to the side of the net. Millen had to be careful. Ramage is stopped. Norwood in front. Minnesota giving it one more shot to take a lead to the intermission, but Greg Millen reaching up, grabbing that puck, flying high over the net, and he held on to it. That'll settle things down as they line up for the face-off to the left of Greg Millen. Now just 27 seconds remaining in this opening period. It looked shaky for Jacques Demers early in the hockey game. He was talking about a close game and checking the Minnesota team. But 2 quick goals by the North Stars. And it didn't look bright, but they've come back and tied it. It's tied now at 2. 27 seconds remaining in the period. Mahar is out there to watch Broughton. And that's a handful in any man's language. Broughton, number 7, got the draw. Ciccarelli quickly back to the line. Wilson in. He didn't shoot it. Millen down, another shot. Scramble for it at the far side. Ciccarelli is sent flying by Hunter. Trying to jam it in. Minnesota trying to get one here now with 10 seconds left in the period. Out for St. Louis. Mahar racing in. Mahar driving for the net. And it's broken up by Ron Wilson. Mahar was given a hard shot. Minnesota turned the puck to center. And the horn goes to end the first period. The shots on the period, 11 for Minnesota and 10 for St. Louis.
Exciting period of hockey. The fans have enjoyed it, and both teams have come to play. And 1 is over, 2 left to go, and now a moment of truth in both dressing rooms as the players await for that second period. That's always the fun time, Bob, when players get a chance to reflect and get ready for that second period.
So the score at the end of the first period is Minnesota 2 and St. Louis 2. Minnesota 2 and St. Louis 2 as we're ready for the second period. Wilson and Bellows opened the scoring in a hockey game. It looked as if Minnesota was on its way to a berth against the Maple Leafs in the Norris Division Final. But then Norwood and Paslowski scored for St. Louis and were tied at 2. Willie Plett threw a misconduct penalty at 19-12 of that first period. And the second period, Dorney, they change any game plans, you think?
Well, as far as the Blues are concerned, Bob, it's the same way. Try to keep it nice and close. Capitalize on the opportunities. And, you know, sometimes also playing at home, you feel that you have to put on a show for the paying customers. And you tend to get away from your game plan and open up things a little and gamble a little. And that's what St. Louis is looking for, that mistake.
Marouk winning the draw, slapping it up to the St. Louis blue line. Now it's chopped in by Roberts. In back of the net, Millen stopping it for Norwood. Norwood played it over on the wing. Cavallini can't get it out. At the blue line, it's stopped by Wilson. He played it into the corner. Mahar going behind the net. Put it high on the glass, and now the Blues will clear. They get it up the center. Roberts trying to stop Cavallini. He was successful. The Blues making quick changes after just 30 seconds of the second period. Long pass offside to Bellows. They'll bring it back inside the Minnesota line.
An acquisition by the North Stars at playoff time is Ron Wilson. He spends the season in Switzerland playing hockey there and comes back and joins the North Stars for the playoffs. I just got word today that Lou Nanne is in the process of signing him for a contract for next year in the National Hockey League.
Neil Broughton comes out again. Of course, Warren Henning has the final change here in Minnesota. So very quickly, Broughton, number 7, is on the ice against Doug Gilmour of St. Louis. 2-2 the score. First minute of play on the second period. Broughton winning the draw. Comes in for the score. Paslowski. Paslowski stunning the crowd here at the Met Center in Bloomington with his second goal of the night. A high shot, and the Blues for the first time take the lead.
You know, and the worst part about it all is that the Minnesota North Stars actually won the faceoff. But look at how quickly they move in there and grab a hold of the puck. Keep an eye on Paslowski as he just moves into a position. The puck comes right to him. Again, everybody seems to be attracted by the puck carrier, and Paslowski didn't waste any time releasing it. That's the important thing, is get rid of it right away. Beaupre didn't have a chance on it.
Very big goal for St. Louis. Now Broughton trying to do something about it. Took a shot and hit Millen and bounced just wide. Broughton got it in front. Hartsburg, the defenseman, was in deep and nearly got a clear shot on the net. In back of the goal, Mahar poking the puck away from Ciccarelli. And the Blues come back down the ice. Cavallini shot, a high one. Rebound was set up, but Giles played it, not out. Mahar trapped it up the blue line. Then he was hit by Hartsburg. Giles turns again, swinging away from Cavallini. Coming to the line is Broughton to center ice. A long shot in on the boards. And over there, Cavallini Coming out with Cliff running, number 7. Didn't hit him with the pass. Roberts takes it. Goes to the right side, and once again, Minnesota just shooting the puck out across the St. Louis blue line. Cavallini turning. Fed it ahead. Neat play for Ronning. A chance for him, and he drilled it wide. Coming up on the play, Natras a shot. That hit the goal post. Another shot into the corner. The Blues now taking it to Minnesota North Stars. Roberts trying to lug it out. Got it up to Acton. Acton is coming in. Acton dropped it. McKegney. Shot knocked down by Millen. He looked a little shaky making the save, but it was cleared away from the danger area. Puck in between the two blue lines. That's McKegney upended. Acton tried to go in. He is stopped. McKegney bucked his man, and Barr fed it ahead. Ronning was up behind the play. Now back to the line. Another shot knocked down by Beaupre as Dave Barr had taken the drive. Greg Millen for St. Louis, and Beaupre beaten once here in the second period. For Paslowski, his second goal of the night. It came at 38 seconds of the period. Gilmore assisted on that goal. Gilmore now has 3 assists tonight. Paslowski 2 goals and an assist.
You know, Demers is also talking that give us a lead, and we're going to show you how to play good defense. Well, he's got the lead. Now we're going to find out something.
Ever so slight, though. Just 1 goal lead. Hartsburg pinching in, dumped it over in front of the net, and a fight started. Bellows and Bruce Bell.
Well, the bad part about this, Bob, is that Bellows could really hurt himself in this tussle here. Remember the rib injuries, and that can't be the easiest thing to do, is get yourself involved in a fight and not suffer the consequences.
Bellows and Bruce Bell will draw major penalties here at 2:48 of the period. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
The toughest part of the season has to be the first round in the playoffs, because you play 4 games in 5 nights, 5 games in 7 nights. So the guys better be in shape, Bob, and you know, you don't want any tired hockey players out there, because again, when you're tired, that's when you tend to make those mistakes. So both coaches will be watching and make sure they get fast line changes.
Minnesota on the play, shooting it from the blue line was Hartsburg, and the shot went wide of the net. Wickenheiser is back there trying to get away from Dirk Green. Along the boards, Green poked it off him. And then Federico for St. Louis flipped it out. He was hit by Green as he did. Bjugstad trying to go back in. Shoots it in. Green went in after it. Federico couldn't stop him. Into the corner. Norwood holding it on the boards. And there's no further play. We're in period number 2 here at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. Paslowski has scored at 38 seconds of this period. His second goal of the night to give St. Louis a 3-2 lead. Minnesota had a 2-0 lead in the first on goals by Wilson and Bellows. Then Norwood and Paslowski tied it. And Paslowski is second of the night here to start the second period. And it's 3-2 St. Louis.
And Bob, and since that time also, the Blues have been very effective in their own zone, really shutting down Minnesota. They're not giving them that second chance on net, you know, that rebound shot.
Wickenheiser dumping a high one in for St. Louis. Hunter in on the boards against Langevin. A long shot by Norwood. The rebound is set up there. And it's cleared away by Minnesota's Bjugstad up to Busick. Baruch shoots it in. Baruch just had that puck come off the boards. That took a crazy hop. And Millen, I'll tell you, he was alert because he reached up to grab it, and he just held it.
Well, Greg Millen, he mentioned that the guy that he fears on the Minnesota North Stars is just about every forward, because they all have the ability to put the puck in the net. Of course, we're very concerned with Broughton, Bjugstad, and Ciccarelli, but right now, Ciccarelli and Bjugstad have not registered a goal. And you heard Brian Bellows talk about it. When your top line is not scoring, then the other guys have to pick up the pace. Well, Bellows has certainly done that with 5 already.
Neil Broughton wins the draw. Ciccarelli, and oh, what a save by Millen on the short side on that drive by Ciccarelli. At the blue line, it's Broughton coming in. Broughton steps away. Broughton made another good move. Now he's knocked down on a penalty coming up. against St. Louis. They still have pressure on the Blues, though. Roberts coming from the line. Now it's called. And a penalty coming up to the St. Louis Blues. It's 3-2, St. Louis. They're going to have to stand up if they can. Minnesota power play now.
You notice Roberts and Wilson are behind the circle. They don't want to get involved in that or the faceoff will come outside the blue line.
Beaupre had gone to the bench, of course, and for a little while they had an extra skater up front inside the St. Louis blue line, but then the Blues gained possession. And referee Brian Lewis called the play on a penalty coming up to St. Louis. We remind our viewers that the National and the Journal will be seen right after this hockey game. We're in the second period at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's 3-2 St. Louis in Game 5. And Netflix is in the penalty box. And nearing the 8-minute mark of the second period. This one is moving right along. Face off inside the St. Louis blue line. And the Blues, boy, if they can hang on here. Marouk is on the ice winning the draw. Lawton couldn't move up, though. Lawton over on the boards. Blues trying to get it out. Lawton fell. Minnesota. Hartsburg shoots. And it dribbled right in close. Blues trying to get the puck out of the zone. Marouk to the corner on the other side. That's Lawton. Looking around. Running outside the box set up by the St. Louis Blues. There's Lawton again. He'll go to the line of Hartsburg. Return pass to him. Side of the net. They try to spring somebody loose. Hartsburg shot. That missed the goal. The Blues, Mahar slapped at it. And they get it out across the line to center ice. Hartsburg leading the rush again. He left it there. Broughton moving up. Broughton for Minnesota. Green fed it on the boards in the corner for Broughton. He circles the net. Broughton bumped by Mahar. And the Blues trying to clear it was Pavis. Lawton was there in the corner. Pavis left it for a moment, and Mahar fell on the puck.
Very good defense by the St. Louis Blues. A lot of discipline, keeping that formation, that box, and still being in a challenging position. Especially effective was Mahar and Reeds. They were forcing the St. Louis Blues at times there, and just excellent coverage in their own zone. Again, you see the North Stars, everything's around the outside, they're at the perimeter, and killing a penalty, that's exactly what you want the team to do. Kill the penalty off themselves.
Natras is in the penalty box, and he has 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining in that penalty. And the Blues are trying to hang on here. They're leading by a goal. Paslowski is second of the night at 38 seconds of this second period. Minnesota poking the draw to the corner, but the Blues a chance to move it out and down the ice. Doug Gilmour whipped it away in a hurry. Beaupre being watched. And Paslowski is having himself a whale of a night. He's in deep forechecking. There's Paslowski falling. Gets back up, though, very quickly. Now it's Bellows playing it up to center. Fired in by Hartsburg. Millen out of the net in a hurry. Gave it away back there. Blues again shooting it down the ice. 30 seconds left in the penalty.
Millen is very good at handling the puck behind the net and setting it up for defense. He showed an example of that in the last play.
Hartsburg left it there at the line. Marouk carries in. Marouk gave it to Bellows. He's dangerous. Bellows to the corner. Forced to go to the boards. Here's a shot. That missed the net. It was set up to Bukestad beautifully. Another play called. And another exciting game in the playoffs down there at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Those Flyers needed that goal, Dorney, very badly. Time running out.
Bob, isn't that a way a final game should be decided right to the final siren? And we've got 2 games going, and the score is 3-2. So that's what it's all about. Good pressure.
That one down in Philadelphia in the third period, and this one in the second. And the penalty just about over. The Blues have done a masterful job in killing this penalty. Bukestad had the best chance and ripped the shot wide. Minnesota shooting the puck in again. Natras flattened, Habscheid as he tried to go in. Now it comes back to the line, and there was Hunter turning to come back the other way. Hunter along the boards. Hunter took a shot, and Beaupre, no problem, covering on the short side. McKechnie feeds it ahead on the right. And the Blues are checking very closely. They're leading by just a goal. Fired in by Ronning. Beaupre has to be careful. Ronning was there. He centered it. Hunter was in front of the net. Nobody was watching him, but the pass was deflected away. Now Minnesota shooting it in was Habshaw. Right to the goalkeeper, Millen. 3-2, St. Louis. Halfway mark now. Second period. Here at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. Bjugstad stopping this play. Bjugstad centered it. Knocked away from in front of the net. There's Bjugstad again, and he was tied up and couldn't get a stick on it. Norwood was all over him. Back for Nyquist. The defenseman shoots it in, and the Blues are making fast changes now. Green turns for Minnesota. Gave it to Acton. Acton couldn't move very far. He was trucked by Wickenheiser. And St. Louis shoots it down the ice.
And again, you see that there isn't much skating room for the Minnesota North Stars. As soon as somebody touches the puck, a blue sweater is right on top of them.
9:20 remaining in the second period. 3-2. St. Louis. That's Dave Bard trying to shake loose, but Acton took the puck off him. Played it ahead. Bjugstad was covered by Barr. Ramage got it in. Here's a chance for Wickenheiser coming in front. Out for Minnesota. Penalty coming up against Wickenheiser. Now, don't worry. Dave is watching that game very closely. Whatever happens, happens, and you'll hear about it as fast as we can get it to you. Here, it's 3-2, St. Louis.
14, Doug
And here's the announcement on
for
the penalty
hooking.
to Wickenheiser
Time of the
for
penalty,
hooking.
11:02.
Again, Demers wants to close checking, but if you can't catch a man, why not let him go? You can always pick up somebody else, especially when you're in the offensive zone. And the Blues, they just can't afford to take penalties of that variety in a 3-2 hockey game. That's when you really need the discipline.
Ahar wins the draw, hooks it all the way back into his own zone, and Norwood has to hustle back. Here comes Lawton. Norwood fired it down the ice. Now they've killed one penalty here in the second period that these Blues have. And they have that Shore facing them again. Minnesota trailing by a goal, led by Bellows coming in. Bellows fired it in behind the net. Lawton went over after it along with Hartsburg. And the Blues are right there again. Clearing it down the ice was Rick Mahar. Minute and a half left in the penalty.
But when the puck is shot in now, the North Stars have to get some 2-on-1s going. If it's in the corner, two men have to be on a blue to try to turn that puck over in their favor.
There's the goaltender, Millen, handling the puck well again, and it's ripped down the ice. Beaupre has to stop it. The fans getting restless here at the Met Center in Bloomington.
Well, that's what we had talked about. If the team is going poorly, you know, the fans are going to get on them because they'd like to see a goal in 10 seconds. They're very impatient.
Here's Hartsburg coming in. Hartsburg got a chance there. Bjugstad! Nice save by Millen. Pavis slapped at it. It's still inside the line, though. Pavis again fighting for it. It's knocked loose. In along the boards behind the net. Marouk got it back to Hartsburg. Hartsburg with Nielsen taking the pass. Back in for another shot. And Millen made another great save. And it's slopped away. And down the ice.
Is that goaltending? What an outstanding save by Millen.
Clutch goaltending here for St. Louis in the second period while killing a penalty, and they're doing a heck of a job. Only 20 seconds left in the St. Louis penalty. Nielsen will try to carry it out. Now he passes to Broughton. Broughton is coming in. Broughton to the right side with it. Bjugstad stepping in. Bjugstad waits, goes to the side of the net. Here's a chance on the short side. But Millen was covering on the post, and now the penalty is over. At the line, shot. Look at Millen make a big, beautiful save as he jumped high and caught it on the right shoulder on that long shot from the blue line. Good stop by Millen, and he is shining now. He had a shaky start, but I'll tell you, he can taste this one. That's the score here. And it's a one-goal separation between the Flyers and the Rangers at the Spectrum in Philadelphia with 4.5 minutes left in the third period. Dave Hodge is watching that for us, and he'll have whatever goals might be scored from here on in, if there are any. Tension mounting at the Spectrum. Here we're in the second period. And the Blues have taken the lead here in the second, scoring early. And here they are again. Fedorko, he took a shot block. The rebound is there. Scrambled for it, and Bjugstad knocked it away. Ciccarelli was given a bump, but Broughton comes to center. Left it for Ciccarelli, who carries on, driving it, and it's deflected high into the crowd.
Well, once that stick goes up to let everybody know about a slap shot, the defenseman just puts the stick down and away he goes.
Mark Hunter will be Dave's guest in the second intermission. Don Cherry will be along also, coach's corner. And no doubt we'll have something to report and show you on the Philadelphia Ranger game tonight. That's the fifth in the series. The winner is in. A loser, of course, out, and the Rangers are leading by a goal with 4 minutes left.
Well, this is an altogether different game than what we saw in Game 4. You know, this has excitement, it has end-to-end rushes, and the intensity level is up so much more than what we saw in St. Louis. And I think the ice surface has a lot to do with that, too, because this is an excellent ice surface. The pucks really slides well, and the players, they can get a lot of speed going. It seems that in Game 4, there was so much water on the ice, it was a struggle for the guys just to get their one skate in front of the other.
Acton with McKegney and Graham for Minnesota. Millen, who's been hot here in the second period for St. Louis Blues, scooped it away. This one now, again, a souvenir into the crowd, and another face-off to the left of Greg Millen.
Well, Pavis supplies the muscle for the St. Louis Blues. And Greg Millen talked about that. He said, by golly, he's a good friend to have out there when you get some of these big guys standing in front of me. Well, I just call on Jim and say, move him out of there, and I get a good view of what's happening.
Minnesota taking the game now to the St. Louis Blues. They're still trailing by a goal, though. 3-2 the score. And the puck rolls down inside the Minnesota blue line. Giles is back. Just threw it down the ice, and Millen steered it ahead. Ramage pass to center. Paslowski with a couple of goals tonight. Laid it up to the line. Giles covered his man. Acton went after it. Here's a chance again right in there. And the shot by Ed Beers went wide. Ramage. Watched by McKegney. An errant pass goes into the Minnesota zone. Beaupre out of the net, leaving it there. It's played along the boards. McKegney couldn't clear it out. Gilmore kept it in. Paslowski again, he fed on it this time, and he had the defenseman Giles falling on the play. Giles dumped it ahead. Blues are in there. Bourgeois passed it back, and an easy shot for Beaupre. He was right in position to hang on to it.
We'll probably say that tomorrow the funeral is in Philadelphia.
I think they've started that tonight. Philadelphia. One of the favorites to bid for the cup. Out. Gone. And we're in the second period. Here at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's 3-2 St. Louis. And we have a minute and a half left in this second period. Paslowski, 2 goals tonight. The go-ahead goal here at 38 seconds of period number 2. And the Blues have been checking very, very well. Killing penalties extremely well. And they've got the Minnesota North Stars frustrated at this moment, but they keep coming again. That's Bellows dumping it in. Bjugstad is 14. Hit his man in on the boards. Roberts digging it out. Bellows faked the shot. Oh! Tried to set up Marouk standing at the side of the net. And the Blues get away with that one. Down goes Ed Beers. Beers couldn't get a shot with 55 seconds left in the period. And Minnesota came so close to tying it. Here they come again. Acton dancing in with the puck. Along the boards, jamming on the break, set it up, Bellows. And he was on a bad angle and couldn't get a shot. The Blues coming back out. Ed Beers is up ahead of a play, but Reeves couldn't get it to him. 35 seconds left in the period. 3-2 St. Louis. Minnesota in again. Millen, who has been very sharp here in the second period. For St. Louis, cleared it to one side. Here's Big Willie Plitt trying to jam it in. Now Acton is in there. Plitt is down. And the puck went rolling by the far side. And then it was cleared over the glass into the crowd. Dan Kelly St. Louis Blues broadcaster and a good friend was admitted to St. Luke's West Hospital in St. Louis this morning after experiencing chest pains and indigestion. Well, we're happy to report all tests proved negative. Attaboy Dan, and they're going to keep him in hospital for a couple of days for tests and observation. And he'll be out Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday and back on a job. Good news. We wish him well. The Blues 3 and the North Stars 2 with 17 seconds remaining in this second period. Acton getting the draw. They go in after it. They want to tie this game if they can before this period is out. Not much time in which to do that. Only 11 seconds left in the period.
Well, at least it's good to see that the art of checking is still very prominent in this hockey game. There's a youngster, Lawton, who the Minnesota North Stars feel that he will develop into quite a young hockey player, quite a good hockey player. It's just going to take some time and experience, and this certainly is a learning experience. What better way to introduce somebody than in the final game of a series?
Big face-off now in the St. Louis zone. Federico or Wickenheiser is there to take it for St. Louis against Acton. Got to win this draw, they're both saying. Acton tied it up. It comes to Hartsburg. He turns, but it's called. There are going to be penalties. Willie Platt is in there throwing the left-handed Wickenheiser, and the referee called the play immediately. With only 8 seconds left in the period. I don't know if that was such a smart move, because Minnesota had a golden opportunity to at least drive a shot in on Millen. And Plett's place, of course, is always in front of the goaltender, bothering him.
Lee Norwood also trying to get involved. He had scored a goal on one of the goals in the comeback for the Blues. So it's been that kind of a series, though, Bob. We've had a few cases where players come together and they eye each other and have a tussle. But, of course, you're going to see a lot more of that in playoff hockey. You know, talking to the Plagers this morning, who are longtime players for the Blues, he mentioned that, you know, you really have to hate the player you're against, hate the opposition, because what it does is it forces you to take the man out as hard as you can into the boards. If you didn't... If you were friends or anything, you're just going to give them a little tap. But in playoff hockey, you really have to apply yourself and finish the checks.
So they have it straightened out at the penalty timekeeper's bench. And a pair of penalties handed out here in the dying seconds of the second period. The St. Louis Blues leading by a goal thanks to the Paslowski second goal of the night at 38 seconds of this second period.
On the Blues, number 23, Lee Norwood, and the North Stars, number 24, Willie Platt. Minor penalties, each for roughing.
Roughing
time
penalties.
Of the penalties,
1952, the time of the penalties. So as we said, 8 seconds left of this period. And the Blues scoring the only goal of the period up to this point, and it looks as if now that will stand up with a face-off coming up just outside the St. Louis line.
Bob, after the Blues gave up 2 early goals, in fact it was 2-0, what about the 3 or 4 minute mark? I thought, boy, we got a rout on our hands, but they've settled down and they have really played disciplined hockey, played exactly the way Demers wants. Close checking, stay with your man, let the defense stand up and break up the plays at the blue line.
Gilmore put a little soft one on the board, sending the North Stars back, and the horn goes now to end of the second period.
Well, Beaupre made a couple of excellent saves in that second period to prevent any further scoring by the Blues. And with 1 period left to go, the North Stars have to come up with some kind of a format that is going to turn the puck over for them and to try and get back in this hockey game and get that tying goal.
And the shots in the period by Minnesota 13 and by St. Louis 10. 2 period totals 24-20 for Minnesota. And the score at the end of the second period, St. Louis Blues 3, Minnesota North Stars 2. And now we're set for period number 3. St. Louis, a closely knit unit, want to check the Minnesota North Stars for another 20 minutes. Question is, can they do it? Minnesota was coming on in the late stages of period 2. Let's see what they can do now. 3-2, St. Louis. Hartsburg has to go back. He and Giles are on the defense. That's Hartsburg playing it to Ciccarelli, straight down to center. Ciccarelli shoots it in. Back there, Reeves. Slapped on the boards, but not out. Hartsburg cut it in the slot. Ciccarelli shot. Missed the net. Goes in behind the goal. Broughton is going in there. Play is whistled dead.
Bob, there's a good example of what North Stars did right off the opening face-off. As soon as they hit over center ice, it was dumped in the corner, and the strong forechecking. In other words, the winger arrived in the corner as the defenseman did, and they gained possession and got a good shot against Millen. Now, the question is, can the North Stars continue to apply that kind of pressure for this third period?
From the face-off, St. Louis on the draw, and they're dumping it out already. You're going to see a lot of that in this period. Turning around is Marouk. His shot got through, but Millen saw it all the way, and the Blues are back covering. Cavallini got it across the line. There's Mahar racing in. Mahar tried to go around to Hartsburg. Flipped it into the corner, around the net. Now the Blues are in forechecking. Kozlowski couldn't stop it. Ciccarelli failed to handle the pass. Bell to the far side with it. Bourgeois shoots it ahead. In goes Gilmore. Got 3 assists tonight. Gilmore trying to get loose back there, but he's covered by Atkin. Here come the North Stars again. Green gets to center ice. Goes in over the line and dropped it to Atkin. He's upended. Puck near the blue line. He'll keep it in. Roberts on a bad angle. He was covered and couldn't shoot it. Comes to the goal crease area. Back off the boards. A penalty coming up against the St. Louis Blues. Charlie Bourgeois gets a holding penalty here at 1:33, and a great chance for Minnesota now.
Well, keep an eye in front of the net as Bourgeois has his man in a stranglehold. The former Calgary Flame now will sweat out the next couple of minutes in the penalty box as Minnesota tries to tie this game.
Blues intercepting was Gilmore. He's coming down. Gilmore sets a pass up in front of the net. Gilmore has it again and knocked off the puck and flattened inside the Minnesota line. Now it's Broughton starting out with Bellows to the left and Lawton to the right. Fired in on the boards. Here comes Marouk. North Stars want to tie it right here on this power play. Broughton sends a pass into Bellows. Bellows back to Broughton. To Hartsburg. He has to take it off the boards. Lawton. And along the side, back to him again. Hartsburg gave it a Lawton, closing in. Shoots off his skate. Missed the net. Lawton behind the net. Great pressure by Minnesota now. They're trailing by a goal. This is Marouk on the power play. Marouk gets set again. Steps in a step or two and then try to pass it back and hit a skate. Gilmore was there watching him. Marouk again to Hartsburg. Shot! Kicked out by Millen. Bellows knocked it down. Bellows rifled a pass in front, and the Blues are there covering.
The North Stars are not going to get a goal unless they have a puck carrier go at a St. Louis Blue. Force him out of that position, and then you can set up your teammate with a pass.
Millen out. Looked as if he'd take a swing at it. It comes back to the line. That's McKechnie in there with Broughton. McKechnie hurries his pass. Now right in close. Millen down. And another save. Kick that one away. Millen is solid in goal for St. Louis. Marouk now on the boards. In front, Millen again, another great save. Look at that goaltending. He is very steady. Didn't go down very much, once or twice, but standing there. Greg Millen in goal for St. Louis. Being tested here. 10 seconds left in the power play. Coming in, Hartsburg, and he's forced to the side and knocked down before he could set it up. And the Blues get away, killing another penalty, shooting it out. The penalty is now over. 3-2, St. Louis. In goes Habscheid. He went in after it as he rolled it to the side. 2-on-1. St. Louis getting away. Gilmore going down. Set it up. They score. A goal here by the St. Louis Blues, Eddie Beers. And it's, again, a stunned crowd at the Met Center here in Bloomington. The Blues just killed off a penalty beautifully and now get a 2-on-1 and they lead 4-2.
Well, Gilmore has taken over as playmaker, and he slides a perfect pass to Beers, and that was Beers' first goal in the playoffs. But you notice how the defense backing up, and as soon as he committed himself, that's when the pass slid over to Beers, and he put the puck past Beaupre. So well executed. Talked about waiting for that break, waiting for that one mistake by Minnesota. That's the way the Blues have been playing tonight, and it capitalized there.
3:50 the time of the goal, and Gilmore now has 4 assists on the night for these Blues of St. Louis. Atkin in there. He took a weak shot, and Millen standing up made the stick save. Nilsson is knocked to the ice, and 3 Blues come out of the zone. Can they get another? Fedorko is in there. Nice play on the right to Hunter. Hunter turning, couldn't backhand the pass over in front of Don Beaupre. Ramage hangs on at center. He's on there with Norwood, and here's Norwood with the puck. Norwood coming to center, shoots it ahead. Fedorko set it up. Hunter tried to go in, but he is stopped by Green. Hunter after the puck again. Here comes Jim Pavis. Another shot from the slot area. This time by Cavallini. Missed. 4-2 the score. St. Louis leading. Cavallini running into the linesman fell, allowing Bjugstad to have a chance to skate away, and he didn't capitalize on that chance. Wet on the ice, played it back. Giles nearly coughed it up to Bernie Fedorko. Now the Blues are checking the North Stars right into the ice.
They're really bottling up the center of the ice between the 2 blue lines. They're not giving the North Stars a chance to get going.
And you're not going to jam it by Greg Millen from that angle. He was hugging the post and held it. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada. .350, the scoring play here in the 3rd period. Eddie Beers, his first of the playoffs. Gilmore and Paslowski also got an assist. So both Gilmore and Paslowski have 4 points each. Giles sets it up. Hartsburg shoots. Rebound is there. Millen solid again. Tough to put it by him. Long pass by LaValle goes into the Minnesota zone. Beaupre out of the net, dumping into the side. Cavallini was there, missed a chance to keep it in. Klett gets it ahead. Giles poked it up to the line. Here's Giles coming in after it. Giles, the defenseman, rolled it to the side. Trying to jam it in was Marouk. There's Marouk in there again, knifing it this time over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, I'm sure the players, they just sitting on the bench there, the St. Louis Blues, watching the seconds tick off, saying to themselves, hey, guys, 4 shifts each apiece here, and we can get on to the next series. As far as the North Stars are concerned, you know, you're waiting for that lucky bounce, that break that'll get you going again. But right now, the stumbling block certainly is Millen. He has been outstanding after giving up a couple of early goals. He's settled in and has been very instrumental in the Blues having this 4-2 lead.
Warren Henning behind the Minnesota bench trying to get his charges going. They need a goal badly. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the 3rd period. Roberts shoots it in around the net. Blues Ramage back there covering. Bellows was loose for a moment. Paslowski couldn't get it out of the zone. Paslowski steals it and dumped it through the middle and down the ice.
Well, it's good for the Mariners to talk about a controlled checking game, but to have everybody doing it is something else, and St. Louis right now is doing it.
That's Bellows with the puck coming in. He was dumped as he tried to go in himself. Out to center, Mahar. A pass to the side, Cavallini in with a shot. Nice save by Beaupre. Cavallini on the rebound, tried to set it up in front. The Blues, Mahar into the corner. And Reeds is there helping him. They hold it on the boards and no further play as they come up to the 7-minute mark of the 3rd period. And the St. Louis Blues leading the Minnesota North Stars here in Bloomington 4-2.
Well, Reeds knows exactly what his job is. That's as a checking unit, shut down that high-scoring trio of Broughton, Cicerelli, and Bjugstad, and tonight they have been absolutely perfect. And what makes them so effective is that when they got the puck in the corner or behind the net, they're not throwing that pass blind. They either hang on to it or make Minnesota take that puck away from them. So they're playing a very smart defensive game.
It's all right to say that the Minnesota North Stars have to show some patience now, but for how long? Time is running out. The Blues Solid checking effort after taking a 1-goal lead. Now have a 2-goal lead. Nearly had a third right there. Cavallini's backhand shot just missed. Now Minnesota moving up again. A long shot by Nielsen is stopped by Millen. Graham went in after it. Beers checked him. Norwood, the defenseman, around the net. Flipped a high one out. Minnesota, Giles. Tipped ahead by Graham. Norwood will dump it in again. Here's a play for Eddie Beers. He tried to put it through the legs of Beaupre, and the goaltender made the save, covering the angle. He was out to challenge him, and Beaupre stopped it. One more goal for St. Louis here, I'll tell you, and it'll be almost curtains. Bad enough now with a 2-goal lead, the way this St. Louis team can check.
Well, in Game 4, Dirk Graham registered 10 shots on net. I asked him, have you ever had 10 shots on net before? He says, absolutely not. He said, how do you like this situation in the playoffs? He said, waiting for the game to start is the toughest thing that a player has to do. I wish we could have played it yesterday. But Dirk Graham is not expected to score goals for Minnesota. He's used in a defensive department.
Gilmore's number 9, got the draw and took a shot. Not much on it. Beaupre stopped it with a stick. Minnesota down 2 goals. Acton gave it to Hartsburg coming to center. There goes Acton speeding in with Nielsen. Tipped away by the goaltender. Millen right in front it comes. At the blue line, it's knocked down. Wilson tried a shot through. That's stopped by Gilmore. He's had a heck of a game tonight for St. Louis. Eddie Beers closing in. And the shot stopped by Beaupre. Beers a good hard shot, and Blues are making changes now. Coming in is Dirk Graham. Graham trying to drive for the net, set it up back in front. And from the scramble, it's cleared away from the goal mouth. In on the boards, Cavallini. Cavallini trying to hook it out of the zone for St. Louis. They'll get it out. Their position is set up perfectly inside their own blue line. Gilmore lost a chance to move in. Back out for Hospodar. Played it to the far side. Roberts shot. That missed the goal. Hospodar, the only man back, and Gilmore had to move up. Hockey Night in Canada, helping you along the road to Stanley Cup 86. So join us. And here at the 9-minute mark of the third period, 4-2 St. Louis. Minnesota trying to come in and solve something. It's over the glass into the crowd again. They're just grinding them out. This program is copyrighted and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited. Ciccarelli's shot hit the side of the net. Reeds played it ahead. Stopped. Long shot stopped by Millen. Another shot in front of the goal. Scrambled for it. Ciccarelli had escaped with that low shot. Again, Millen made a big save. He's unbeatable here for St. Louis. Wickenheiser comes to center. Takes his time hitting the line. Now a burst of speed gets him in there. He nearly went around Beaupre, who had come out. But Wickenheiser had been covered. Back out is Broughton. Broughton coming in with Graham. Broughton on the board. Stops. Tried to feed it ahead, and the Blues are checking the North Stars right into the ice. Nearing the halfway mark of the third period. 4-2, St. Louis. Ramage will have to hustle back. Graham is giving chase. Ramage around the net. Graham after him. Pulled him in there. Got away. A pass to Beers. Beers poked at it at the blue line. Beers nearly went in. But they're offside at the Minnesota line. Stanley Cup 86 on CBC is coming to you from the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. This is Bob Cole in Bloomington with Gary Dornhofer, Dave Hodge, Don Cherry. Game 5 on the line, and the Blues with the upper hand by 2 goals with a little less than 10 minutes remaining in the third period.
Bob Demers talked about trying to keep the shot total under 30. Well, he hasn't been able to do that, as Minnesota now has 33, but Millen has really shut the gates. He has done a fantastic job after an early onslaught by Minnesota.
When he gave up 2 goals within the first 5 minutes. But St. Louis came back to tie it. And they went ahead. An early goal in the second by Paslowski. Beers has scored here in the third. 4-2 is the score. That is Norwood back to the net, starting out against Acton. LaValle takes his pass and comes in, takes his shot. That's deflected on the far side. Dave Barr for LaValle around the net. Tried to jam it in, lost control of it, and Beaupre again jumps on it with 9 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the third period.
Well, the all-time pressure has to be on a goaltender because he's the last resort there. It gets by him, you face off at center ice. I asked Greg, what about a pressure game, a final game? How do you feel about that? He said, I'd rather be in that than anything else. Can you imagine how many players would love to have the opportunity of proving themselves that they can do the job in a deciding game? I love it.
That's the name of the game. Wickenheiser got the draw. Pavis at the blue line. A high shot is knocked down in front by Wickenheiser. Now Bellows starts away for Minnesota. Bellows coming in. Rolled a pass by in front of Greg Millen. Bellows went in behind the net, but as usual, he's covered. Ramage is there also. And the play was called. It did come loose, but they had whistled the play dead for a face-off in the St. Louis zone.
Of course, the Blues, they're willing to and will accept the face-off in their end of the ice because they have held their own in that department. Demers, boy, he must do it with miracles. You see Sutter behind. He was in tears today, Bob. He said, oh, you work all year, and then when it really comes time to a fun part, that's the playoffs. I have to miss that. But he's got to be an inspirational leader standing behind that bench, giving the players encouragement. Brian Sutter.
Just under 16,000 here tonight watching this and not enjoying what they're looking at right now. Their team, Minnesota North Stars, down a couple of goals against a close-checking St. Louis Blues team. There's Federico in there. Wilson trapped him in on the boards. Hartsburg tried to dump it out of the zone. He got it ahead. And again, the Blues just keep checking away. That is Paslowski, who's had a big game tonight for St. Louis. Bellows coming in. Bellows got across the line, and converging on him were 3 Blues. 4-2, St. Louis. The fans can't figure this out. I'll tell you something else, the players are having a tough time figuring it out too.
Well, as we had said, the advantage at home is when you're playing well. When you're having a tough go, you've got 18 or 17,000 people screaming at you, wanting you to do something, and it just makes everything so much tighter.
Flett had made a run at Ramage and just missed him. In close again, the Blues looking for another goal. Some more insurance. Cavallini in the corner, bumped by Marouk. Hospodar ties him up. Marouk fed it to Flett. Flett is coming out. His pass onto a skate. Mahar dumped it back in, but that'll be offside at the Minnesota blue line. St. Louis 4, Minnesota 2. The deciding game of this division semifinal. And the other Norris Division winner, the Toronto Maple Leafs, waiting at home to find out who they'll be playing. Right now, it looks like St. Louis. One never knows. Time is running out on these North Stars. McKechnie tried to feed it in. The Blues are back, covering up. And we're playing great defensively with a 1-goal lead. It's even tougher to get in there now when they have a 2-goal cushion. That's McKechnie turning with it. And look at that, breaking it up again in front is Natras. Natras comes out to center. He's coming in across the line, left it there. And it's played ahead by Roberts. In on the wing, Marouk shot, deflected. That'll go into the seats, and now we're down to 6 minutes and 45 seconds to play in this third period.
Well, when your top line gets just shut out, like Broughton, Cicerelli, and Bukestad, somebody else has to pick up the pace. Well, Bellows scored on a power play at 4:40. Wilson at 2:53. So the St. Louis Blues have only given up 1 even strength goal. So that tells you the job that they have done in a checking role. And look at, Demers said this is what we have to do. If we get in a shootout with this hockey club, we're history. But if we can keep it tight, keep it close, give me a 1-goal lead. Remember him saying that?
He did.
And I'll show you how to win a hockey game.
He's a great coach. There is no question about that. He's been successful with a team I think that many people will agree is not a star-studded outfit by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I'll take a team that works anytime and follows a game plan. That's really what you're looking for.
Ramage is back, hangs onto it, gave it to Pavis. Pavis dumped it out. Mahar got rid of it. North Stars come back in. Nielsen rifles it in. They come in after it. They have to pull out all the stops now. 6.5 minutes left in the third period, and the Blues leading by 2 goals. It's 4-2. Pavis trying to clear the zone. He does get it out. Hartsburg turning. Fed it up across center. Acton is coming in there. Acton faked the shot. Then he centered it. And it was cleared away by Pavis. 3 Blues come out of the zone. Up the center. It's dumped back to the line. Here's a chance. Gilmore. Another shot. Scores!
No goal.
A penalty had been called before he got the second shot. And the referee immediately waved it off. But, man, that would have been a big one for St. Louis. Eddie Beers is in the penalty box. Big penalty there for St. Louis.
Well, let's keep an eye here as the Blues execute a good drop pass there, a 2-on-1. Now keep an eye in front as Beers is all over Beaupre. I was looking at the referee's hand, and the hand was certainly up before the puck went in the net. And here again, the Blues are going to be tested, and the fans they can feel that something is about to happen here, or they want it to happen.
They're all standing here at the Met Center, cheering the North Stars on. 5:50 left to play, and they have a power play now for Minnesota. Nielsen will shoot it in. Here they come. Millen out of the net. Couldn't stop it. Into the corner it goes. These Blues are going to have to fight hard now. They've already killed a penalty here in the first. Now Hartsburg's shot. It didn't get very far. And the Blues very calmly dump it out to center. Reeds wanted that puck to go all the way down the ice. Back in Ciccarelli. And offside up the blue line. 1:26 left in the penalty to Ed Beers. The Blues lead 4-2, 5:25 remaining in the third period.
Now, Ciccarelli said that, you know, when you're a 40-goal scorer, he expected to get some attention. He certainly has got that. He says he's not frustrated, but he certainly gave an indication of that when he took a swing at Cavallini earlier in the game. And Cavallini has been doing an outstanding job with him. Just watching him wherever he goes, stride for stride, not letting Ciccarelli get that good shot away. That slap shot that he's known for.
Broughton got the draw. Ramage, though, takes his time, kills a few seconds, finds the opening to clear it the length of the ice. In the penalty, 1:15 remaining. Nielsen carries the puck to center ice, dumping it into the far corner. Millen had a notion to come out. Maslowski can't reach it. Kept in by Wilson to Marouk along the boards. He centered it on the other side. Nielsen back here to Wilson. Wilson faked the shot, stepped up, nearly lost it. Marouk is there. Blues keep them on the outside. They're passing it around okay, but no shot yet. Now at the line, Wilson is going to shoot it. Scores!
Well, Wilson has done that earlier, but keep an eye on Millen. He's deep in the net. He's really not out challenging, and he has a pretty good view of it because there wasn't anybody set up in front. The Blues were doing a pretty good job of keeping the man to the side of the net. Look at Ciccarelli. Now he moves out of the way, but look at how far he is deep in his net, and Wilson scored his second on the power. Though the first one he got wasn't on the power play. This one was on the power play.
And it's the second power play goal of the night for Minnesota. It comes at 15-13. Wilson drilled it from inside the blue line. And now it's 4-3.
Bob, having another look at the angle from behind the net, it looked like Millen gave a lot to his glove side. He didn't play the angle very well.
Puck is shoveled down the ice by the Blues. This is their favorite type game now. This is what they wanted, a checking game with a one-goal lead. They got it. I'm sure they'd prefer the 2 goals, but it's down to 1. Beers dumped it in. Federko went after Roberts. Roberts got it out, and Acton was coming away. Crowd on its feet again. Acton coming in, can't shoot it. And Hunter forced it loose. Dumped one down the ice. He tried to put it on the net. He was wide with it, so it's going to be icing against St. Louis. We're down to 4:04 left to play in the third period. 4-3, St. Louis. crowd here at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota is up again, roaring. And the Blues get it out of the zone. We're under 4 minutes left now in regulation time. 4-3, St. Louis. The North Stars with a power play goal have come to within 1.
Well, St. Louis had sent 2 men in now. They're peeling off.
Wickenheiser very dangerously knocked the puck into the Minnesota zone. Paslowski is up there. Now the Blues are sending some forecheckers in. 3.5 minutes left in the third period. Can the North Stars pull it out and get a tie? I don't know. Here's Gilmour in again with Paslowski. He shoots, he scores! Paslowski's third goal of the night from Gilmour. His 5th point of the night. And it's 5-3, St. Louis. And there's a very dejected Don Beaupre, a 2-on-1. And Paslowski showing us that he certainly has a great shot. He threaded the needle on that one.
Well, a miscue inside the blue line by the North Stars. They had a chance of getting it out, and Gilmour kept it in, and he made the perfect pass. Now look at Beaupre trying to slide around, slide back to cover the glove side. It was just a little bit late as Paslowski has an excellent wrist shot, as he demonstrated, and the fans are starting to leave the Mets.
Third goal of the night for Paslowski, and the 5th assist of the night for Doug Gilmour.
Talk about a 1-2 scoring punch. Boy, the Blues have it in those two guys. Wow.
16:38, the time of that goal. Gilmour the only assist. There's Big Platt in there trying to knock the puck loose. It's centered. Millen out of the net. Scramble. Oh! Habscheid just missed the open net. Minnesota with the heat on again. Wilson again. That shot is blocked this time, but they can't get it out of the zone. A stick made contact. High, another shot as the puck went to the North Stars. That's okay. Habscheid took the shot, and then the Blues player fell on it, and the fans want a penalty. 2:46 left in the third period. The St. Louis Blues on the verge of eliminating the Minnesota North Stars here at home.
Well, some anxious moments for Millen, as he could see he's out of position. And Ramage was without a stick. But look at the battle in front of the net with Ramage and Platt. Oh, an excellent job by Ramage to get him out of there. And Platt actually takes a stick from him. Now that's where you see Ramage diving for that puck and putting it underneath him. No penalty was called. And we're going to have a little break here as the fans have littered the ice.
Well, we've talked about the discipline shown by the St. Louis Blues all evening. He will choose a more opportune time, I believe, for his timeout. Right now, they're going to dump it out. That's Ramage. He'll get a high one out. Gets it to center. Gilmour is up there. He's had a hot night. 5 assists. He sets it up in front again. Now here come the North Stars. 2:15 remaining with Broughton coming in. Broughton has knocked off the puck. Pavis back of the net. Went after it with Mahar going to the corner. Hooking it along the boards. It's centered. Broughton fanned on that try. And the Blues just knock it off the boards to the line, and Mahar got it out the rest of the way. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the third period. St. Louis Blues lead by a couple of goals. Broughton fed it over here, but Paderco was there. He gave it away. Bourgeois played it in. There goes Broughton with Pavis in chase. Comes to the line again. Moving up on the play is Hartsburg. Stopped by Pavis. The Blues are going to clear it out with 1.5 minutes left in regulation time. It's almost over for Minnesota North Stars here against the Blues of St. Louis. Bjugstad's shot is kicked away by Millen. And they can't clear it. Bjugstad again. Scrambled there in front of the net. Millen is down, and he's turning in great goaltending for St. Louis tonight. The Minnesota net is empty. They have an extra attacker on with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. And this play is called offside. A face-off coming outside the St. Louis blue line. Beaupre will not go back in now. It's do or die for Minnesota.
Well, where would the Blues be without the checkers like Mahar, Reeds, and Cavallini? You know, you got your goal scorers, but you certainly need the guys that can stop the opposition. Again, we see some great action in front of Millen as he continues to make the key saves. And he's had quite a performance. Now I believe one of the teams has called a timeout, Bob.
37 shots
Minnesota takes
directed
its
Millen's way
timeout.
tonight. And he stopped all but 3 of them. And 2 came on a power play.
Well, the Blues played their game, the checking game, waiting for opportunities, mistakes by the North Stars, and they made them. And the Blues capitalized. But you can't say enough about the work of Millen. He had a little bit of heat, a lot of rubber thrown his way, and a lot of shots of the difficult variety. But very seldom did he have to face that second shot, Bob. The defense, I thought, did an outstanding job of clearing the rebounds.
Kozlowski with 3 goals tonight, and Gilmore with 5 assists. Stars of the game. There have been many stars out there for St. Louis tonight. And you can't forget Greg Millen as you look at Lauren Henning and his dream. Almost came through, moving on to a division final. Coming down to 1 minute left in regulation time. The North Stars do not quit. That is Broughton back in the net. There's Marotte. He tried to center it. Blues can't clear it out. Wilson from the point, shot through the traffic. The Blues are all back there covering up, and it's dumped out. High stick making contact. And as the Blues player Mahar picks it up, the whistle goes with 49 seconds left. And it looks as if the Toronto Maple Leafs have now seen the team here in the blue and gold and white shirts, whom they'll play for the Norris Division final. And that begins on Friday. It'll be in St. Louis by the looks of things now. There's Jacques Demers. 2 more last commands. 47 seconds remaining. These final series, of course, a best 4 out of 7. These a best of 5. This 5th game is almost over, and the Blues are going to win it here, I think. There's his shot, just missed the far post. 30 seconds left. At center, it's dumped ahead by Hartsburg. Back forward is Norwood. Norwood in on the boards against Bellows. Reeds is going to clear it out. That'll be it. 20 seconds left. Hustling back is Wilson. Dumped it ahead. Fedorko is in there. Empty net. Fedorko scores! Fedorko took his time. 1 defender back. Beaupre on the bench. And it's 6-3, and the fans begin to leave the Met Center here in Bloomington with the Maple Leafs opening against the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis on Friday.
Well, you see the enthusiasm behind the bench as Sutter and Demers congratulate each other, and the continued good work of Bernie Fedorko and the rest of the crowd, the rest of the team rather, as Fedorko having a forward playing goal. That's not much of a test for the likes of Bernie. A team effort, a combined team effort by the St. Louis Blues as they come right back into Minnesota and take the victory.
1950, the official time of that goal. Now Beaupre will go back. Little litter on the ice back there inside the Minnesota blue line, but the referee Brian Lewis is going to drop the puck at center ice. It's only a formality now with 10 seconds left and a 3-goal lead. The Blues will take charge anyway. That is Norwood back. 5 seconds left. It's dumped to center, and the Blues have done it. Here in Minnesota, they've eliminated the Minnesota North Stars. They go back to congratulate the goaltender, Greg Millen, who was another one of the standouts tonight for St. Louis Blues. 6-3 final score. The Blues go against the Maple Leafs in the Norris Division final.
Well, you've got Kozlowski with 3. You've got Gilmore setting up 5. You've got the outstanding goaltending of Millen. But that man right there with the sport coat on, he gives the team direction, a game plan that the hockey club follow to perfection. One team moves on, that being the Blues. The North Stars, very frustrating because Lauren Henning, his team had improved by 23 points. Bow out. There are the 2 coaches.
Nobody could have imagined it at the time, but the Blues would ultimately come within a single victory of the Stanley Cup final, losing in 7 in the conference final to the Calgary Flames. As for the North Stars, they would not win a playoff series for another 5 years before making an unlikely run to the Cup final in 1991. Thanks for watching Vintage Games here on the NHL Network. We'll see you again next time.